Hi, I'm Brittany,
I'm Marcus.
and welcome to our channel.
Welcome to our channel.
Today we are talking about depending on your own knowledge, wisdom, and understanding without acknowledging God.
Romans 12:3. Because of the privilege and authority God has given me, I give each of you this warning. Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves, measuring yourselves by the faith God has given us.
So often in our lives, we get in our minds that we have everything under control. We know exactly what's going on. We know exactly what to do about everything, and we just need to do it. And sometimes this mindset is actually a prideful mindset. It's a mindset that tells us that we are ultimately smarter than God. Our heart may not be saying that, but our actions are definitely saying that. And when we operate sometimes without God, we're actually telling him that he doesn't know what he's doing, so we're just going to take over. We're just going to believe ultimately that we know what's best, and our way of thinking is what's best, and our understanding is what's best.
What we don't even understand is that God is so wonderful that he doesn't just shut us down, even when we think we know more than he does.
He is so willing and patient with us to allow us to just learn on our own, learn from our mistakes, learn that our ways are not higher than his ways and our thoughts are not higher than his thoughts. But why learn that way? Why not just acknowledge God? Every day when we wake up, we have the opportunity to acknowledge him. Just say, hey, God, can I see what's on your mind today? Can I see what you think about this situation? And this seems small, acknowledge God. But actually, when bigger things happen to us, like let's say a loved one gets sick, oh, that's when we're going to acknowledge God. Oh, God, please heal. Please deliver us from this situation. Or when our own bodies get sick, oh, yes, Lord, please. But that mindset, when we think that we know better, if it is so strong and prevalent, we could be sick and we would think the doctors know better. So let me listen to the doctors and not even acknowledge God at all. Let me allow the doctors to do what they do because they studied, God gave them the ability to study and they learned. But doctors don't ever replace God's counsel and his wisdom. Even when we're sick, even in the toughest situations, God is still the supreme authority, the supreme thought. He is more than wise. He is the source of wisdom. He's the source of everything that we need. And it may seem like a small thing, acknowledge God, but it's actually the most important thing and the most wisest thing that we could ever do in our lives.
Before we move away from doctors, I just want to say this. Doctors are vital. They're necessary. That's one, right? Okay, so now flip that one to, I guess it's still 1. But we're going to switch to the doctor doesn't necessarily know everything. How many times have you heard of somebody who went to the doctor that was prescribed a medicine that was not even for what the person went in for the problem for? Doctors get it wrong. They know, but God definitely knows. Like, He can help the doctors, guide the doctors to guide you. The doctors, they know a lot. They're wonderful. They are you. If you're watching, you are. They are. But God created the doctors. So just be careful, because humans are humans. We don't know everything.
Yeah, we pass away, we die. And we're not from everlasting to everlasting. We're not going to live on this earth forever. Eternally, spiritually, prayerfully, all of us will live forever with Jesus. But we can't put our trust in man and say that they are the supreme authority, or that we are the supreme authority in whatever is going on, because it's just not true and it's not dependable. Yes, trust in your community and in the people that God has put around you to a certain extent. But when you're trusting in your community and the people God has put around you above God and what God says, that's when we fall into dangerous territory. When we start ignoring the counsel and the wisdom of God. And He's not there to smite us if we don't. He's not there angry. He's there patiently waiting for the moment that we will, ready to respond to us and give us the wisdom that He's known that we needed all along. But He's not going to say, well, you should have known this, you should have done that. And remember in 1996, when you tripped up and did this, you should have done that. He's not going to say that. He's going to give you the wisdom for where you are right now in that moment that you're asking Him. And it might be in a way that you would never have thought of. Actually, it probably is 9 times out of 10 going to be something you've never thought of. So we know that we're encouraging you to seek God and listen for His voice. And some of you may not know how to do that. So we're going to talk about that as well. But in the meantime, just pray. Just pray.
But you have to believe, though. Don't pray and it's an open prayer and there's no belief. You have to believe. It's possible. Whatever you believe and you're praying for, it's possible. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it won't happen. But you will never know if you don't pray.
And believe.
And believe.
So we hope this encouraged you. We know this was probably a tough message to hear, but we just felt it important on our hearts because we found ourselves in that same pitfall, not acknowledging God, wondering why we're in the same situation year after year, season after season. But God, once we start acknowledging Him consistently, man, how He has opened up a world to us that we would have never known.
Wouldn't have known we didn't know.
Wouldn't have known that we didn't know. So we just love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating in our silly shenanigans.
All up.
So, teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
All day.
Every time. No stress,
No worries.